She's been a member of Toastmasters since 2014. She's experienced in Toastmasters. She's been quite involved in speech contests as coach. She's working on 2 paths, vision communication and innovative planning. Her goal is to complete by the end of this year. Her professional career is 20 years long. She's designed inclusive workshops and diversity workshops for business owners. She is part of a corporate mentoring program. She has her master's degree from Columbia University in New York City and her bachelor degree right here from University of Alabama at Birmingham. She's real grateful for her family, not only her biological, but her Toastmaster family as well. Let's welcome Tamara Hall, distinguished Toastmaster Tamara Hall.
Hi, thank you, Coach Rector, put me in the game. Coach, good morning, the greetings, fellow Toastmasters, a special greeting to our district leadership, our special guest all the way from Peace to Jamaican, R.A. Shirley, and our fellow Toastmasters in the room. All right. Sport we all know and love is baseball, and one of the things that's happening right now is our World Series. Who's in the World Series? The Phillies and the Astros. You know what happened to the Astros last year? They lost. Did they say no more? No more that happened on our home plate. That happened in our stadium. I don't want to play no more. No. They built themselves right up. They're back in the season. They said, put me in the game, coach. Right. And that's what we do as Toastmasters. We don't say, I didn't get it right. Oh, I missed it. I just can't show up anymore. We have coaches that want to see us succeed. All right? We're with you. We're your District 77 family. You're part of a greater region, and you heard that you're part of a global organization, leadership development and communication. I'm here today to speak to you about club coaching. Club coaching is not just one-sided. It's a marriage between a club coach and that club's membership. This is how it starts. This is the club. They're checking out that club coach. Do we really want that coach? The club. They're also checking out that coach. Is that our coach? I'm not sure. I need to observe, watch, and see. We just don't put you together. We build a relationship just like you do with your members. The club coach is not someone there to tattle on you. They're there to work beside you. And guess what? You have a say. Your club members have a say in who they get to pick as a club coach. But we don't need a coach. We're doing fine on our own. How many of our Toastmasters joined or wake up in the morning just to be fine? We want to be our best. And sometimes we can't fill our own cup, right? Sometimes we need to replenish and be filled by other members, leaders, outside people looking in. And we have to be willing to take that feedback. It's not criticism, not when you're a Toastmaster. When you're a Toastmaster, it's motivating, it's evaluating to motivate. It's evaluating to elevate. And that's how we have to look at our constructive feedback. Okay, this club coaching program, what is it? What's in it for me as a coach? What is it in it for me as a member? I just wanted to see you all and say hello, because I love laying eyes on you every now and again. I was gonna have you sing, take me out to the ball game. Yeah, you're like, okay, now that's Tamara. Now that's that corny leadership director we know and love. Excuse me for one moment. I'm gonna put down my pom-pom and go back to the presentation. I won't be before you long because as a Toastmaster, I've learned to be brief and be gone. Club coaching. There are some new requirements. Yes, change is good. There is more accountability in this club coaching program.
Yes.
Yes, finally. There are some requirements. As Toastmasters, we love to know when there's an agenda. We love to know when we're going on time, when we're going to speak, where the timer, grammarian, odd counter is going to be in the room. Well, now there's some structured requirements in the club coaching program that benefits the club coach and requirements that benefit the club members. Coaching. There's a difference in the chat. Yell it out in the room. There's a difference between what we heard the definition of a mentor is, between a coach. What is that difference before we get started? Online or in the chat? Or in this very room? Anyone want to tell me? Mentor, lifelong, they could be your mentor for all your life. When I grow up, I want to be like PRM McKinley Curtis. He's a suave, shows up for the club, spirit filled. I want to be like Miss V.A. Voices that who drove all the way from Alabama. Want to be like Tanya Wallace, who's our educational chair. She's like, Tamara, whatever you need. I love to help connect people with the educational opportunities. And this is a great job for me. What do you need me to do? Coaching scouts out players. They have a specific goal that they agree with the club, and they have action items that they have also agreed with the club. You see where I'm going? There's a difference in coaching and mentoring. Mentors, again, can be your lifelong in your face. You're just learning from them. A coach has a specific task that you've asked them to help you with. I want to grow in this area, in this time frame, and I can see the goal. I can see the vision. So with this, I've started with the end in mind. That way, this way, we're going to look to the future. All right, a vision of what the members want their club to be. Help members develop the vision, get their agreement. Okay, I started off with world headquarters. We're the Toastmasters, has a new coaching program, that has requirements. It starts with a club agreeing to be mentored. It can also be a club that an area director, division director, someone has said, we're looking at the data. This club, they want to remain a club, and they fit the criteria for a club coach. What is that criteria? They have more than 3 members, up to 12. You can have a club coach. Now, we get so excited when we're a club coach. We want to automatically join that club. Let's wait. Remember our story about the matchmaking and making a marriage? You just don't, your window's splashing. You gotta see over time and seasons and issues. Is this the right club for me? Is this the right coach for me? There's a lot of paperwork that has to be done. It's a form that gets to sit to world headquarters by the district directors. That's all it is. But you know what you do together in this process, and that's what I want you all to know, that this is a process that happens together. No one's telling you, you have to do this as your coach. The members aren't saying, bring us 20 new members. This is a joint effort. A joint effort that when you agree to, you've been appointed as a club coach, now you have 30 days from that appointment to put in an action plan. Not what the coach tells you. The coach knows its players by now. And the members knows its coach and how they can benefit from that coach. Within 30 days of your coaching appointment, you will sit down with that club and you will hash out an action plan with a timetable. So we've got first base, making an agreement. Second base, we have an action plan. Now for the rest of that year, that coach is evaluating to motivate. They're doing it in person. They're doing it with the members. They're doing it with the club officers, and they're doing it to world headquarters. They get that. Every 60 days, the club coach will have to submit a report of how that club coaching experience is going. Now remember, there's a specified time where one has to be a coach. So every 60 days, that club coach is evaluating, submitting a report, and having dialogue with that club. Remember the Astros, they started last year defeated on their home turf. There was some strategy going on. They're like, put me in a game, we're back, we're going to win this. And now here, almost a year later, they're back in the World Series. They didn't give up. They listened. Okay, we saw this. We saw when they did this play. We need to work on our base pitching. We need home runs. We don't want any strikeouts. We don't want their team players to walk to the bases. We have to have our game on, right? And here's another thing about the club coach process. If you follow me, there's an agreement. There's evaluations. And that coach is trying to help you get to distinguished status. What does distinguished looks like for your club may be different from another club. But with world headquarters, distinguished means having 20 members, not being a suspended club, having paid members. I try to tell people it's not always about winning. It's the progress you make. What if a member is really shy? They come to Toastmasters. Their first goal may not be an icebreaker speech to introduce them. Their first goal might be to give the theme of the day, the word of the day, to fulfill every role in that club by the end of the term. Have they succeeded? Everybody's goal is different. Everybody has their own pace. And then we have our members say, ooh, 1 pass, 2 pass, Green path completed. We love those members because we love to celebrate too, right? All right, all right. But guess what? We have to learn as a coach to set the pace for our clubs. They may say, bring us new members. Your job as a coach is to empower and still give those members something that will sustain long after you have gone. Right. The resources, the information, the experience. Seeing something in them and pulling it out. Yes, I know I have a presentation here, and it all comes back to an agreement. Let's talk about who can be a club coach. You know, if this new members, can you be a club coach? No. You can't be a club coach yet. That's what I tell people. You're not married yet? I say not yet. There's some hope in there. A Toastmaster that wants to be a coach has to be a club member in a good standing. They have to be a Toastmaster for a year. They have to look within themselves and say, do I have the time? Do I have the commitment to do what I need to do for this club? This action plan is not so that I can get another award. There's a benefit in it for me, but there's no benefit in it if I don't see this club reaching their goals. Leave a club better than you started as a club coach. You are not helping that club if you hold their hand all the way through. What are they going to do when you're not there? Instill in them the things they need to grow, to build. Let me look back at my PowerPoint. Are there any questions so far about what a club coach is? I'm gonna keep sprinkling the little things that World Headquarters has asked us to do differently. One of those things is to complete a 60-minute module, which is very good, by the way, in base camp. You go to base camp, you look for the club coaching program. The club coach takes that program as well as the club officers, members. It's good to know what you're getting into, right? The benefit and the responsibility, again, it's not just on the club coach. There's a commitment by the members. You want to go to base camp, take that optional program. I say optional, but if you feel like your club is teetering below 12 members, and I've been there, so I know the 4 members are the really ones that are filling that agenda every single time, might be a time to sign up for a club coach. Area directors, division directors, you submit reports on your club. You know who's struggling. You know, you've been watching them and you know exactly what they need. You can offer the idea as a club coach, but I encourage all of District 77, whether you're new, whether you're old, whether you meet the requirements right now to be a club coach, take that base camp coaching program, because you know what? It's too late when there's a call for a club coach. So what we do, we like to be ready and not have to get ready. Be ready so you won't have to get ready, okay? Because we want to say, put me in the game, coach. We want to say, I'm ready. I'm ready to make a difference, make an impact, instill some positivity, some leadership development, some communication building skills. Sometimes the club just all they need is some hope instilled back in them. They need an agenda. They need consistency. They need order. Just like children need boundaries, adults need boundaries too. And adults really need boundaries because you know what? We have work, we have family, we have issues that come up. We have our own dreams that we're working towards. We have our business owners. And then life just keeps coming. And Toastmasters was one of those organizations that can help you stand firm when the wind is strong. It's something that will allow you to reach back and pull in other people. You've all heard the story of the starfish? The starfish. A young girl was walking on the beach and she saw a starfish. Oh, let me help you back into the ocean. Oh, starfish, let me help you back in the ocean. And the man came up, look at this beach. Starfish everywhere. You know, our children of today. He's like, you starfish, you can't be here all day, putting them back in the ocean. She looked at him and said, excuse me, but it made a difference to that starfish. All right, if you help one person, it's gonna make a difference to that person. It's gonna make a difference to that one club. Don't go in, what can I offer? You can offer a lot by being there, by saying, I'm with you. That's commitment. Then people start getting ready, start shuffling. Oh, our coach is going to be there today. And then it's, I'm going to be there today because I make a difference. If you remember anything, there's a new club coaching exercise in base camp. It's a great module. I wish all the pathways was set up like this. There's little quizzes, there's little boxes that turn around. It's almost like Wheel of Fortune, but it's engaging. I went through the entire program in one sitting. It was that good. Be ready so you don't have to get ready, Toastmasters. There's someone, a starfish on a beach, and they're waiting. They're waiting. And you may say, I'm not going to make a difference. You can make a difference to that one club. You can make a difference to that one club officer who is now back inspired. They know what to do. You've given them some tools, some resources, and things to uplift and build their club. Let's go through a little bit of this. There's a different culture. In Toastmasters, we have clubs that meet twice a month, and then they go around the world and visit another club in another part of the world. We have club members now who have international members due to the pandemic. There's some good things that came out of COVID. So now these clubs have to be hybrid, right? They don't want to lose their member. Yeah, we're done with you now. No, that doesn't happen. So there's the culture of a club. There's also the climate. Some clubs are a little warm. Some are a little icy until you get to know them. And if you lived in Alabama, you definitely know what I'm talking about in this picture, because you can come out in your coat in the morning. You have to peel back the layers in the afternoon and put back on that coat by the evening. So there's a difference between culture, climate of clubs. Let's see. Build rapport, observe, analyze, love, goals. Remember the first phase? Recognizing you need a club, knowing the club requirements, knowing the requirements of the club. You can't coach a suspended club, but you can coach a club that's ready to say, I'm okay with having feedback. I'm okay with taking the advice and doing something with it. Look at all the things that you gain. You're now a negotiator. You're now an influencer. You're now someone who is good at persuading other members. You've learned some diplomacy skills because if you come in talking about another club the wrong way, well, let's just say there's a right and a wrong way to come into a club, and you have a chance to share your expertise. Invest in the future of Toastmasters. Remember I said I was going to start with the end in mind. Yes, you can earn leadership credit. Okay, remember I said you cannot be a member of the club you're coaching until a little bit after. Okay, the new club guidelines tell us that you have up to 2 years to coach that club. If your club doesn't make it to distinguish in the first term, you can be appointed up to 1 more time. During this time, you're not by yourself as a club coach. The district is there with you because you're submitting every 60 days a report of the club. You're spotlighting those club members and how far they've come. Maybe you celebrate the first step. They agreed to have a club coach. And then the next surprise or the next success that is success for them. Every success is not going to be the same for everybody. What didn't I cover? What are your questions in the chat about being a club coach and being coached? So there's 2 questions. 1, what are your questions on being a coach? And what are your questions as a club that might be interested in being coached? Yes, sir.
I was a club coach. Maybe I should explain a little bit about myself. Down
Yes.
at Division B. Oh, you mind if I take the floor for a few minutes?
You don't mind, just so speak. Okay.
Thank you. Dana Lackey, Division B.
And
Correct.
Ronna McKinley.
Oh, yes. Trying to make sure, oh, I see, I'm in front of that one.
Yes.
Thank you,
Right
thank you. Modeling how to do hybrid meetings correctly, which is going to be part of one of my upcoming speeches. But as I said, my name is Dana Lackey. I'm Division B Director, and I was a club coach for the Iron City Club for a little while. One thing that I did then that you cannot do is be part of the club you're coaching, but it was always my intent to join Iron City as a member because I work for Jefferson County and Iron City meets at Jefferson County. In fact, in the PBJC building. But because this was 2020 and the pandemic threw a little bit of a tailspin, I joined this club president and I managed to get my club to enough members to be able to qualify for Select Distinguished. So it was, in that respect, a successful run, but we stayed under 12 members. I could have qualified to remain head coach. So, I mean, club coach. So I guess my question is this. Now they're making it completely impossible for members to join. But the requirement to have a club coach is to have 12 members or fewer, down to 3.
Yes.
Right. So my question is this, if your club gets to 12 members, can you end your term as club coach and join as the 13th member?
You, Tana, you know the answer to these questions. What's the answer to this question? It's not impossible to become a club coach. It is very possible. And after a certain time frame, you can join this club, but you can't join before you're appointed. You can join after. Yes, go ahead.
No, you cannot join the club while you are coaching.
Right.
At all.
No,
That's
you cannot join while you are coaching and your term is 6 months. So after your 6-month term, the club has until the end of the following year to become distinguished. At that point, you can join.
That's
Thank you. So it's not the 6 months, it's the Toastmaster term, it's what I read, the Toastmaster term. And then if the club doesn't reach distinguished, they have another term in which they have an opportunity to coach that club. At that time, they max out in being a club coach.
You cannot join until you're officially done.
Oh, okay, all right, that makes sense.
What are some of the things that you saw as it's making them impossible to be a club coach or for members to join? Want to make sure I got everything on the table. Did we answer all your questions?
I think so.
Any questions in the chat? Thank you. Edie. All right. Put me in the game, coach. I want to play. Leave your clubs better than you found it. You and a beach among all these starfish. Your contribution matters. It matters to that one. Don't feel like it's impossible. You can do this. This is my presentation. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. All right.